There are moments in life when everything feels unusually intense, as if your thoughts are echoing louder than usual, and your heart is more aware of every small detail around you. It can feel like a quiet inner pull, urging you to reflect on where you are and where you are headed. This message is meant as a reminder to slow down and reconnect with your inner strength and awareness. You may have been moving through challenges, carrying emotions or responsibilities that sometimes feel heavier than expected, and in those moments, it becomes easy to overlook the gentle signs that life offers for balance and clarity. Instead of fear or pressure, this is an invitation to return to calm understanding and self-reflection. Take a moment to breathe and notice how far you have already come. Even if the path has not always been easy, growth often happens quietly, in ways we do not immediately recognize, and every experience you have faced has contributed to shaping your resilience. You are not being judged by unseen forces, but rather encouraged by your own inner wisdom to realign with purpose and peace. Whatever choices lie ahead, they are not defined by urgency or fear, but by awareness and steady intention. Trust that clarity comes when you allow yourself to pause and listen inwardly without distraction. Life does not close doors in the way we imagine. Instead, it continuously offers new directions and opportunities for understanding. Let this be a reminder that your journey is still unfolding, and each moment holds the possibility of change, healing, and renewed confidence if you choose to embrace it with an open and grounded heart. The records were opened, and God looked upon your life, not to destroy you, but to remind you of the covenant you forgot. He said, "Why does my child hide from me when I've been calling their name?" You have felt this pull in your chest, the sleepless nights, the sudden thoughts that made no sense, the signs that kept repeating, numbers, dreams, people saying strange things. These were not coincidences. They were heaven's attempts to get your attention before this moment arrived. My beloved, heaven has patience, but not forever. And today, that patience has thinned. God's eyes are on you. You cannot hide anymore. You have been chosen for a purpose that has been delayed. Every delay has tested heaven's timing. But when the divine clock strikes, there is no running from it. And now that clock is seconds away from striking your name. Do you know what it means when your name is mentioned in heaven? It means your life has reached a turning point. It means the angels are reviewing every decision, every prayer, every tear. And I, Michael, was sent to warn you, because if you don't respond now, the blessings meant for you will be handed to another. My child, God is not angry because you failed. He is angry because you stopped believing. You used to speak to him with faith that moved mountains. But lately, your words have been filled with fear. You stopped trusting the miracles that once followed you. You began thinking heaven had forgotten you. But heaven never forgets. Heaven records. Heaven waits. And now heaven reacts. There are angels whispering your story right now. One of them said they still have a chance. Another said they're running out of time. And God said, give them one more message. This one, my beloved, that is why you're here. You didn't stumble upon this message. You were divinely guided to it. Because before midnight, a decision will be sealed in heaven, with or without your response. You have less time than you think. That's why I must speak with urgency. Your destiny is being reviewed. The angels are holding scrolls of your name, and there is light and shadow fighting over you. Heaven's anger isn't punishment. It's protection disguised as warning. When heaven gets angry, it means you're still loved enough to be corrected. When heaven is silent, that's when you should worry. My child, your name carries weight in the spiritual realm. Do you know that even demons whisper it in fear when it's spoken under heaven's light? You have survived attacks that should have ended you. You have stood in storms designed to erase your future. But God kept you alive for a reason to finish what He started in you. And now heaven demands your attention because something is coming. Something connected to your name, your house, and your destiny. You cannot afford to skip this message. God said, "Tell them I have called their name in the council of heaven. If they don't answer now, the doors of favor will shift to another." Do not let that happen. You were not chosen by accident. You were chosen by fire, and fire purifies before it blesses. Listen closely, beloved. You have been carrying guilt for something heaven already forgave. You've been punishing yourself for a sin that God already washed clean. But your silence made heaven tremble, because silence in the spirit means surrender to darkness. That's why this message reached you, because the light still wants you back. The angels have been battling in your name. They have been waiting for your heart to open again. And this is your final call before heaven's decision becomes permanent. My beloved, open your heart right now. Say silently, "God, I hear you." Because the moment you say it, a record in heaven shifts in your favor. Do not think this is a coincidence. Even the words you're reading now were prepared for your exact moment of awakening. God has written this encounter into your destiny long before you were born. He knew the hour you would find this, and He made sure I, Michael, would be here to deliver it. Do you know why God is angry? Because you let the world convince you that you were ordinary. You forgot your divine identity. You let people's words silence your calling. You believed your pain was punishment instead of preparation. But I tell you the truth, heaven doesn't waste pain. Every tear was counted. Every loss was recorded. Every disappointment can become a turning point that leads you closer to growth and clarity, even when it doesn't feel like it in the moment. What stands before you now may feel like an open door, but it is really a reminder that timing and action matter together. Life often doesn't wait for hesitation, and opportunities can feel fleeting when we delay decisions. This message is simply a call to recognize that your next step matters more than you think. When you move with trust in yourself and what you have learned through struggle, things that once felt delayed can begin to shift forward with surprising momentum. If you're feeling a strong emotional response right now, it may simply be your inner voice urging you to pay attention, to reconnect with your purpose, and to acknowledge how far you have already come. You don't need external signs to validate your path. Sometimes awareness itself is the signal. You are not forgotten or overlooked by life, even if it has felt heavy or uncertain. There is still meaning in what you're building, and every challenge has been shaping your resilience. The choice ahead is about whether you step forward with belief in your own journey or remain stuck in hesitation that keeps you looking backward. What you decide now can influence how you move through everything that follows, turning uncertainty into direction and effort into progress. Take a moment to breathe, reflect, and choose the next step that aligns with your values, knowing that change often begins quietly before it becomes visible in your life, and that even small actions today can shape a very different tomorrow if you stay consistent and aware. In the next few hours, you will receive a sign. It could be through a dream, a message, or an unexpected encounter. Do not dismiss it. That will be your confirmation that heaven has shifted in your favor. My child, this message is sacred. It will not reach you twice. If you close your eyes to it now, heaven will assume you have chosen silence. But if you open your heart right now, everything you lost, love, peace, opportunities, will begin to return. The choice is before you. Heaven is watching. The angels are waiting for your answer. And time is running out. My child, My beloved, you are still here, and that means your spirit has not rejected heaven's voice. Do you realize what that means? It means there is still hope written beside your name in heaven's book. The angels who stood silent have begun to move. Light is forming around the record of your name. And God, whose eyes have been upon you with both sorrow and longing, has turned his face toward you once again. But listen carefully, because what I say next determines what unfolds for you. Heaven's anger is not like human anger. It burns not to destroy, but to cleanse. It comes not to punish, but to purify the heart of one who was chosen. When heaven gets angry, it is because the divine plan has been delayed too long. There are things written about you that you haven't yet seen. There are doors that have been locked, not because you were unworthy, but because your timing wasn't right. And tonight, as your name echoes through the halls of heaven, that timing has reached its divine limit. God said, "If they truly desire my mercy, let them answer now." And so here you are reading words that were never meant for the crowd, only for the chosen one whose spirit has been restless, whose nights have been filled with unanswered thoughts, whose heart has been heavy but hopeful. Yes, that's you. Heaven knows your sighs. Heaven has counted them one by one. Now I must tell you something few ever hear. When a person's name is mentioned in heaven, three things are weighed: their faith, their obedience, and their mercy. And heaven found that your mercy has outweighed your mistakes. That is why I was sent to stop the consequence before it descended. You must understand this. The very anger that frightened you is the same anger that will protect you, because God's wrath and his mercy are both born from love, and love is the reason you were not left behind. You have been surrounded by jealousy, by people pretending to care, by situations meant to exhaust your faith, yet you are still standing. That alone made heaven pause. When your name was spoken before the throne, the enemy tried to accuse you. He said, "They've lost faith, they've stopped praying, they've turned away." But an angel stood and said, "No, they're still searching. They still hope." That's when God raised his hand and silenced the argument. And he said, "Then give them one final chance. One more message. This is it. You are standing at that moment. My child, the anger of God is melting into mercy as you listen. The storm that was meant to break you will now carry your blessing. The very pain that made you cry is being rewritten as purpose. But heaven requires one thing from you. You must return fully, humbly, completely. Do not wait for the perfect moment. The moment is now. Speak aloud these words, even if your voice trembles. Father, I am yours. I receive what heaven has for me. When you do, a chain around your name will snap, and I, Michael, will carry your new decree into heaven's light. Already the angels of restoration are gathering. They hold scrolls filled with what was delayed: opportunities, relationships, finances, peace. They were waiting for heaven's approval to move, and now the order has been given. My beloved, stay open to change in the coming days, as life begins to realign in ways you may not expect. You may notice people stepping away, circumstances shifting, and new opportunities quietly emerging in places you once overlooked. Instead of fear, try to see these movements as clearing space for something more aligned with your path ahead. There is a deeper intelligence in life that often works silently, guiding transitions that feel sudden but are purposeful. What feels like loss may actually be redirection, and what feels like endings may be quiet beginnings forming beneath the surface. There is no need to resist it, only to remain aware and trust that your journey is still unfolding in your favor. Sometimes the mind forgets its strength, but remembrance arrives quietly, like a soft light returning after a long night. In those moments, clarity slowly replaces confusion, and a steadier sense of purpose begins to take shape within you. You may feel a lightness returning, as though emotional weight is being gently lifted without effort or explanation. This shift often brings unexpected reconnections, renewed confidence, and opportunities that align more closely with your growth. Life has a way of circling back what was once delayed, offering it again in a more meaningful form. What once felt distant may now feel reachable, as timing begins to align more naturally with readiness. Stay patient with yourself as these changes unfold, because transformation rarely announces itself loudly. What matters most is not speed, but direction, and the quiet consistency of moving forward. Trust that every unseen adjustment is working in your favor, even when the outcome is not yet fully visible to you right now. Listen to me carefully. Heaven has declared that a new chapter begins when you accept this message. Do not let doubt steal it from you. Every miracle has its moment, and your moment has just begun. The very reason you saw this message was because heaven recorded it beside your breath. God knew this hour, this minute, this very heartbeat would be the moment your spirit woke again. My beloved, now you must act. Stay in this awareness. Speak gratitude instead of fear. Speak hope instead of silence, because every word you release now will echo into heaven as evidence of your faith. Heaven's anger has been transformed into a command of blessing. From this point forward, you will begin to see signs that confirm it. Watch how the air around you changes. Watch how people start to approach you differently. Even nature will respond to your presence. God's message has been delivered. Heaven's attention is still on you. Do not let this fire go out. Keep this faith alive, my child. Every second you believe, heaven moves closer to fulfill its promise. And when you wake tomorrow, remember your name is no longer being spoken in judgment. It is being spoken in glory. The anger is gone. The door is open. And heaven is waiting for your next word to complete the miracle. My child, my beloved, heaven has not stopped speaking your name. Since the moment you opened your heart, a light has been ignited in realms you cannot see. The angels have carried reports of your response to the throne. And I, Michael, have been permitted to show you what will happen next. Listen with your spirit, not your ears, because what I am about to reveal is not fantasy. It is the divine sequence of miracles that follows obedience. Your life is about to experience what heaven calls the reversal. My beloved, for the next 3 days, pay close attention, because each day will carry a sign that confirms God's anger has turned into favor. On the first day, something that has been heavy on your mind will suddenly feel lighter. You will sense a strange calm where fear once ruled. That will be your first sign. The storm is over. On the second day, a person connected to your destiny will reappear or reach out unexpectedly. You may think it's coincidence, but it's not. It's heaven aligning the human pieces of your blessing. And on the third day, something material will shift. Money released, opportunity opened, a message, a door, an encounter that feels orchestrated. That will be heaven's confirmation that your name has been restored. Do not dismiss these signs as small. Every miracle begins quietly before it manifests loudly. Heaven's pattern always starts with whispers before wonders. My beloved, do you know why God moves in threes? Because 3 represents completion. The Father who plans, the Son who redeems, and the Spirit who manifests. Together they will surround your name and seal your transformation. Now, let me tell you what is being written about you right now. The angels are composing what we call the record of return. It is a document in heaven's archives where the names of those who turned back to light are recorded. Your name is on it now. The same ink that writes destinies is now writing yours in gold. This means everything connected to your name will begin to obey divine order again. Your health will respond to grace. Your mind will regain clarity. Your finances will begin to breathe, and even relationships that seem dead will begin to reconcile under heaven's light. You will notice patterns breaking. Cycles that repeated for years will suddenly stop. The confusion that clouded your life will start to lift. That is the evidence that heaven has finished the review of your name. But my child, I must give you this warning. Do not return to what heaven delivered you from. If you go back to the same silence that made heaven angry, the gates you just opened will begin to close again. Keep your connection alive through gratitude, through faith, through action. Every time you speak light, heaven responds with movement. Every time you trust, heaven multiplies your favor. And every time you believe against doubt, heaven rewards you openly. My beloved, let me reveal something deeper. The reason your name was mentioned in heaven was because the enemy tried to steal your assignment. There was a meeting in the spiritual realm where forces of darkness claimed you had forfeited your blessing. But when you responded to this message, the court was interrupted. I stood there holding the decree of mercy and said, "They have answered." Something shifted beyond what you can see, as a quiet declaration moved through every part of your life, touching past, present, and what is yet to come, bringing a sense of renewal that begins to unfold in subtle ways. You may notice pieces of yourself returning, ideas, strength, and confidence, once thought gone, resurfacing with new intensity, as if life is restoring more than it took. There may be moments of disruption, but do not see them as loss. They are rearrangements, shaping something stronger and more lasting. Even silence may feel different, like space being cleared for peace to settle in gently. Each night, you are encouraged to pause and speak softly, "I am still listening." This simple reflection becomes a reminder of connection and trust. As the days pass, you may find unexpected moments, arriving opportunities, messages, or shifts that feel timely and meaningful. These experiences are signs of alignment, guiding you towards something greater and more complete. What arrives next is not only for comfort, but for testimony and growth, carrying purpose into your unfolding journey, shaping the way forward in ways that cannot yet be fully understood, but will become clear with time. As each moment builds upon the next, there is a quiet assurance that nothing is wasted. Even delays carry meaning, and every closed path is redirecting you towards something aligned with your growth. So remain open and attentive to subtle changes around you, because what appears small may hold significant direction, and what feels ordinary may actually be the beginning of something transformative and lasting, continuing quietly, unfolding, step by step, with steady meaning and deeper purpose, revealing itself slowly, over time, naturally. Because through your transformation, others will find hope. Your story will awaken the faith of those who have been asleep too long. That is why your name had to pass through fire. It needed refinement for assignment. My beloved, never again call yourself unlucky or forgotten. Those words no longer belong to you. You are now marked by favor, watched by angels, and guided by purpose. Heaven is smiling again. The same God who was once grieved by your silence is now rejoicing over your awakening. You have turned divine anger into divine celebration. My child, let this be written forever. The storm did not destroy you, it revealed you. And because of your obedience, your life will become the proof that grace always wins. Now walk in peace. When you breathe, breathe as one forgiven. When you speak, speak as one chosen. And when you act, act as one who knows heaven is backing every step. The decree is complete. Your name has been cleared in heaven. The scrolls are sealed, the angels rejoice, and I, Michael, stand as witness that you have heard and answered the voice of God. From this moment forward, wherever you go, miracles will recognize you. Your footsteps will carry divine energy. Doors will open before you knock, and peace will meet you before fear can approach. The anger of heaven is gone. The light of heaven is near, and your name is blessed forever. My child, my beloved, you are still here, and that means heaven is not finished blessing you. When a message like this reaches your soul, it doesn't end with words. It begins with manifestations. You may not see it yet, but something is already shifting in your world. Even as you read, angels are moving through dimensions, correcting timelines that were broken, recovering what was stolen, and positioning people who were destined to help you. Because once your name is restored in heaven, everything on earth begins to respond. Do you remember the tears you cried in silence? The moments when you whispered, "God, where are you?" Every one of those cries became seeds planted in divine soil. They were never ignored. They were stored. And now heaven is watering those seeds to bring forth miracles that will leave you speechless. You are standing in the beginning of divine recovery. You may feel the winds changing around you. That's not confusion. It's movement. Heaven is rearranging your story so that the end will not resemble the pain you endured. My beloved, for so long you carried guilt that wasn't yours. You carried burdens that heaven never assigned to you. But tonight those weights are being lifted. Chains are breaking invisibly. Generations that carried curses are watching as your obedience ends what they could not stop. This is why your name was mentioned in heaven, because through you, entire bloodlines are being redeemed. Do you realize how powerful that is? Heaven isn't just blessing you. It's rewriting history through you. That is why the resistance was so strong. That's why you faced battles that made no sense. The enemy fought you not because of who you are now, but because of what you are about to become. He saw the prophecy attached to your name, and he tried to silence it. But now heaven has broken the silence forever. God said, "The one I called has returned. Now let the harvest begin." And when God commands a harvest, even barren ground blooms again. You will start to notice strange alignments. People you never expected to meet will appear. Doors that were locked for years will open effortlessly. Money that seemed impossible will flow like it was always waiting for you. This is not fantasy, it's fulfillment. But remember, my child, heaven's miracles flow through gratitude. Each time you give thanks, you accelerate divine timing. When you complain, you delay it. So from this moment, let your every word be faith, not fear. Now let me tell you what will happen next. There are 3 levels of miracles about to unfold around you. First, the miracle of restoration. Everything you lost, relationships, opportunities, health, joy, heaven has commanded to return multiplied. What was stolen will come back, but better, purified by fire. Second, the miracle of recognition. People will begin to notice you again, but not the way they used to. They will see light around you they cannot explain. Some will envy it, others will be drawn to it, but all will know something divine surrounds you. Third, the miracle of redirection. Paths you thought were closed will open in new directions. You'll find yourself drawn toward new places, new people, new missions. Don't resist it. It's heaven guiding your steps into destiny. Your obedience has changed the map of your future. Heaven has redrawn your life's blueprint. Even the timing of certain events has shifted to match your readiness. If you have made it to the end of this message, it simply means you have a rare kind of patience in a world that constantly pushes people to rush ahead. Staying present until the final line reflects focus, and that quality often shapes how life responds to you. Patience, even in small moments, builds strength that eventually shows up in real opportunities and meaningful changes. What you have been carrying quietly, your effort, your waiting, your persistence, has not gone unnoticed in the deeper sense of life. Often, the results people search for don't arrive in dramatic ways, but through gradual shifts, the right connection at the right time, an unexpected opening, or a moment that feels strangely aligned with your journey. When those moments come, the best response is not doubt, but openness. You don't need to overthink what unfolds. Sometimes, life simply responds to consistency and inner endurance. Everything you have learned through delays and detours has been shaping your readiness for what comes next. In the days ahead, stay attentive to new possibilities, fresh ideas, and subtle changes in direction. Even your thoughts may begin to feel clearer, as if things are falling into place, one piece at a time. Trust the process without forcing it. Growth rarely announces itself loudly, but it always arrives in time. Keep your mindset steady, stay receptive, and allow things to unfold naturally. What is meant for you tends to find its way without struggle, often when you least expect it, and in forms you didn't initially imagine. Everywhere you go, miracles will follow, quietly behind. People will look at you and not understand why doors open for you so easily, but you will know it's not luck, it's divine signature. My beloved, heaven has finished its sentence. Forgiven, restored, elevated. Those 3 words now echo beside your name in eternity. And as I leave you for now, I say this with authority from the highest. Walk as one who is chosen, speak as one who is blessed, and live as one who knows heaven remembers their name. The anger has passed, the mercy has begun, and the miracle has already started. My child, my beloved, you have stayed, and heaven sees it. Do you know what that means? It means your faith has outlasted doubt. It means your spirit has crossed into the season of manifestation. Right now, a line is being drawn between your old life and your new one. Behind you are the storms that once tried to break you. Before you stands a field blooming with everything you prayed for. My beloved, I will now reveal to you the miracles heaven has released in your timeline. These are not wishes, they are decrees written in the language of light. As you read, your soul will recognize them. The first manifestation will come quietly. It will arrive as peace that doesn't make sense. One morning you'll wake and realize the heaviness that used to follow you is gone. The anxiety that used to speak so loudly will fall silent. That is the Holy Spirit settling in your atmosphere. From that moment, peace will become your proof that heaven is near. Then comes the second manifestation, a restoration in your home. Someone you care about deeply will soften toward you. Misunderstandings that lingered will begin to dissolve. Words once filled with pain will turn to words of healing. God Himself will stand between you and those who wounded you and whisper, "Forgive, for I have already healed what was broken." And when you forgive, doors will open that were locked by bitterness. The third manifestation will appear in your provision. Unexpected money, sudden opportunities, divine connections. It won't come from where you expect. It will come from the hand of favor. Bills will vanish, debts will shift, resources will find you. Because when your name is blessed in heaven, even coins recognize your vibration. You won't need to chase what's yours. It will be drawn to you. The fourth manifestation will be in your body. Where pain once lived, strength will return. You will feel lighter, renewed, vibrant. Every cell will respond to divine alignment. You may even feel warmth or tingling as heaven rewires your physical being. This is the breath of life entering the temple again. The fifth manifestation will arrive through dreams and signs. Pay attention to symbols, repeating numbers, songs that play at random moments. They will not be coincidences, they will be codes. Heaven speaks in patterns, and now that your heart is awake, you will understand them. Each sign will confirm that you are on the path of fulfillment. Then comes the sixth manifestation, the rise of your purpose. Ideas will come faster than you can. Write them. Doors to create, teach, speak, build, or lead will open without struggle. Heaven will use your voice to touch others who are lost, because your transformation was never meant to end with you. It was meant to begin with you. You are now the light bearer for others who once stood where you stood. And finally, the seventh manifestation, the overflow. This is when everything begins to multiply. Love, finances, opportunities, peace. Nothing will remain small. You will not need to prove yourself anymore. Your presence will be enough to shift atmospheres. Even your absence will carry power, because the energy of heaven will linger wherever you have been. As life begins to shift in new and unexpected ways, stay grounded in humility and gratitude. When things start going right, it is easy to lose perspective, but the real strength lies in remembering what brought you here in the first place. Discipline, patience, and the quiet choices no one saw. Let every positive change remind you to stay thankful and aware, because gratitude keeps success steady and meaningful. What you call guidance or unseen support can also be understood as intuition, timing, and the quiet alignment of circumstances working in your favor when you stay consistent and open. There may be moments when you feel a strange sense of calm in difficult situations, or sudden clarity when confusion once stood. Instead of fear, allow those moments to center you and help you move with confidence. Life has a way of opening doors when your mindset and actions begin to align, and opportunities often appear just when you are ready to receive them, even if they once felt far out of reach. When those moments arrive, recognize them as the result of persistence meeting possibility. You are not defined by perfection, but by growth and willingness to keep moving forward even after setbacks. The way you speak to yourself and about your future also matters more than you realize, because thoughts shape direction and attitude shapes outcome. If you focus on peace, you tend to act in ways that create stability. If you focus on growth, you begin to notice more chances to improve and evolve. Let your life reflect resilience, quiet confidence, and purpose. And when people notice the change in you, you can simply say that you chose to believe in a better path and stayed committed to becoming it. You are covered, you are restored, you are forever remembered. And I, Archangel Michael, will remain near until every promise written under your name becomes reality. The message is complete. The decree is sealed. The miracle has begun. My child, my beloved, heaven has not closed its book yet. Even now, as you take in these words, light continues to move on your behalf. When heaven begins a thing, it never leaves it unfinished. Your restoration is still unfolding, one divine moment at a time. Do you feel that quiet pulse inside you? That gentle awareness that something unseen is moving? That is how miracles breathe. They don't always roar. Sometimes they whisper through your ordinary days. You will begin to see small signs, little interruptions that remind you that the unseen world is active. A delay that suddenly turns into a breakthrough. A closed door that reopens without explanation. An unexpected kindness from someone you barely know. Each is a note in heaven's melody saying, I am still with you, my beloved. Heaven's joy now rests on your life. When God releases favor, it is not a single event. It is a season. You are entering a time when everything that once resisted you will begin to cooperate. The winds that once blew against you will now carry you forward. Every step you take in faith will multiply into 10 steps of progress. Let this truth live in you. When heaven forgives, it forgets. You are not the person you were before this message found you. You are no longer defined by the pain, the guilt, or the silence. You are defined by light. Heaven looks at you and sees purpose, not punishment. Now the Creator whispers, walk freely. No more fear of failing. No more shame of the past. Every mistake has been transformed into instruction. Every loss has been repurposed into strength. You have been refined, not rejected. My child, prepare for acceleration. Things that took years will happen in months. Things you gave up on will find their way back renewed. People who once ignored you will begin to remember you. But remember, when increase arrives, humility must remain your garment. For the meek inherit the earth, and gratitude keeps favor flowing. Do not compare your path to another's. Heaven's timing is precise. What is yours will not require you to compete or plead. It will recognize your spirit and attach itself to you. You will see this clearly, that when you stay aligned with the divine, the world cannot resist your progress. My beloved, the next season will also reveal something deeper purpose. You will feel drawn to help others, to lift, to heal, to guide. Do not dismiss this impulse. It is your spirit remembering why it came to earth. The gift within you is awakening. Your words will carry peace to the troubled. Your touch will bring calm to the weary. Even your presence will start to change rooms. That is the real miracle. Not wealth or recognition, but awakening. When the soul remembers who it is, every other blessing follows naturally. Now, before you close this message, listen to what heaven wants for you. Remain awake. Keep your heart soft. Speak light when darkness calls your name. For every time you choose love, heaven expands your reach. My child, this chapter of divine communication is not a conclusion. It is the continuation of your covenant. When you leave these words, carry them as seed. Plant them in your actions, your choices, your thoughts. Let kindness become your signature. Let faith become your habit. And let every morning remind you that heaven knows your name. I, Michael, will walk with you quietly. You may not hear me, but you will feel the stillness when I am near. In moments of confusion, breathe and say, light, and you will find your way again. Now go, my beloved, live. Shine, create, love deeply, and know that every breath you take is a conversation between you and the divine. Your story is not ending. It is beginning under heaven's light. And as long as your heart stays open, miracles will never stop finding you. Heaven's covenant prayer. Father of light, look upon the one who has heard your voice. Let this child walk in the full measure of your grace. Where there was delay, bring acceleration. Where there was fear, release courage. Where there was lack, open the storehouses of abundance. Let every day of the coming year carry traces of your mercy. Let their home echo with peace that cannot be broken. Let laughter return where tears once fell. Let purpose rise where confusion once lived. May their hands create goodness. May their voice carry healing. May your vision be opened to notice possibilities where others only see closed doors. And may your spirit always stay anchored in a quiet sense of being guided and protected. Let your heart carry the awareness that your life has meaning beyond what is immediately visible, unfolding in ways that often make sense only in hindsight. No force meant to diminish your path will be able to hold it back, and no difficulty that arrives will have the final word over your future. You are moving through a season where restoration is possible, where what felt lost can slowly find form again in new and unexpected ways. Speak with intention when fear or uncertainty tries to settle in, reminding yourself that your thoughts shape the atmosphere around you more than you realize. As the days move forward, there may be a softening of old burdens and a gradual opening toward new connections, healthier beginnings, and renewed hope. Even places that once felt heavy may begin to feel lighter, as if something within them has shifted without explanation. What was once painful in memory may lose its sharpness, replaced by understanding and strength. You are stepping into a phase where growth feels less like struggle and more like unfolding. Keep faith in your direction, even when it is not fully clear, because progress is often quiet before it becomes visible. Let your actions reflect patience, courage, and kindness, especially toward yourself. Carry forward the belief that you are not forgotten, not overlooked, and not without purpose. Your journey continues with quiet guidance shaping each step, and over time, you will recognize how far you have come, even from where you once stood.